Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine's back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are taking a look at The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This is Season 1, Episode 3. Bye. Last one was amazing. I love this series. Seems like all of you do as well. I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah, wow, the last one, I mean, craziness. We lost one of our favorite characters. Michonne and Rick had the reunion, but things look immediately super sketchy, so can't wait to see what happens.
First two have been a banger of a start. Well done by everybody. Looking forward to seeing what we got in episode 3 now. Cannot wait. Let's go!
Take it in. It's gonna be your home someday soon.
Oh yeah, his hand.
Oh,
years
so
ago,
it's like
it makes sense.
it's like free time. You get to walk around. Your time is your own. Take it in.
Yeah, this is Rick's first introduction.
You know that shot gave me season 1 vibes when he's looking up at the building.
Yeah, you saw the reflections, the helicopter.
Of the helicopter.
Hi, Rick. They're gonna save you.
Ah.
Not a fry guy? Looking for a fancier place. There's a decent spot this way.
It's a brand new day, Rick.
My people and I, when I had people, we were approached by one of them. They proposed a resource exchange. Came across lost souls who needed saving. We would hold them and give them to the CRM. And if we found a threat, we'd give them to the CRM too. We got supplies so that whenever your orientation happened, I would be here and we could talk. Fries are good, but onion rings, that's living. They keep asking me what to ask you. Obviously, I was hoping that you would say that you're looking for someone to follow. They don't operate in the city. They can't.
You brought me somewhere. I can't leave.
Could have chosen to let you die on the riverbed, or I could have told them you were a threat. CRM doesn't take chances, but I did, because I owed you.
Why aren't you working consignment? Me, giving them me.
I believe in this place. I'm enlisting in the CRM. I'm signing up and I'm gonna move up. This place has a 500-year plan to recreate the world as it was, better than it was. Remaking civilization, finally besting the dead. That seems like a perfectly fine way to spend one's life.
Oh, I'm going home.
But I did save your life.
They told me, are you okay?
Just listen to me. There's a woman who saved me. She's in designation intake right now. She's an A. And I don't want them to send her away. If I argue for her, they'll think I'm emotional, indebted. You gotta make sure she stays.
Why?
For Okafor. I told him just before. You were right.
The games Rick keeps playing.
Mm-hmm.
You helped me. I'm here. She should be too.
Ah, okay. So that was right after the flight, then, not just hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the now. Okay.
Yep.
Thinking about killing me.
I will. But not today.
Not today, not tomorrow.
Throwing it away because you needed to get in the middle of something you have nothing to do with.
I have everything to do with it. You, Michonne, me. And for you two to be the first people to ever leave, we would never stop looking for you, ever. And I would know where you are, so I would have to go and kill all of you. Make sure that no one else got there first, and our arrangement was somehow discovered. In the event of my untimely demise, I just put a little file among my possessions telling them everything they need to know about you and all the people that you love.
The file?
Would have everybody that you love dead within hours of that file's receipt.
She doesn't belong here.
Then she shouldn't have come here. Will you tell me that you will not try to leave again? If you try with her, everyone back home dies.
Why?
Security and secrecy above all. And I will not jeopardize everything I've made happen for myself. They suspect that she's an A, but they still let her in. Thorne stepped up. You pulled that off.
You didn't threaten me or the people I loved before when I told you I was going to get away.
It's because I knew you couldn't.
Oh.
What changed?
You two together, you could do anything.
Comes back to what Michonne said a while ago.
Yep, and Jadis is just baiting him almost.
Yep.
Oh, wow, that was heavy.
God. What?
So-
That was a good intro.
That was.
Feels like a whole episode right there.
It
I mean,
did.
that's like, okay, I'm good for a minute.
Yeah. Well, I just love how it's the file now that has to be found. They had to throw in the MacGuffin of the file.
Yeah,
But Jadis is such an awesome character. I've loved her since she was in the junkyard.
God, she's just like,
she's always that one to just...
just like, oh.
Just gotcha.
Well, and then, I know some people are probably gonna be like, oh, of course there's a file just for Rick only, no one else. But, I mean, I get it. Oh, look, that's... Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember. I remember this because of the editing. The first episode just had Rick. Second episode just had Michonne. And
now
now
it's got
both of
both.
them are...
Working the walls here.
It's Daito. I found the brave man. A world I didn't imagine. I know you have questions,
Okay, so the armor around the grill, armor on the windshield.
but there is so much I don't know yet about the people here and how they were able to keep someone as strong as the brave man for so long.
This is such a mirror of the first episode with Rick.
I'm
Yep.
trying to come
Pretty great.
home all this
The
time.
takeouts, right?
Yep.
But Johto, they can't stop us.
Cut through them quick. You out there a while?
Yeah. For you?
Yeah. Cleo clipped him.
Red shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Doorstep of paradise.
Think it's paradise for everyone?
I'm pretty sure it is. Before this, I was eating crickets and sleeping in a tree. Disruption charges. They drop them to scatter the stiffs if too many build up in one area. I'm just happy to be with someone new who knows their shit.
You don't know if I know my shit.
You radiate shit knowing.
There's a tall tale sign of she's too obvious still.
Non-kills, non-kills.
Look at that face.
Ugh.
He's down, Michonne.
Don't do that. Ah! She threw the head.
You know your shit.
Even the way she turned and
Yeah,
stands,
and then-
the stance,
And then put
it's
the
like,
weapon back.
Uh,
You're gonna blow your cover, Michonne. You should have played all helpless.
But I do like how they're showing that it's not easy for her to just turn it off.
Turn it off.
Major Donald Okafor had a wife, and that night, he could have made sure he'd see her again. But he dropped those bombs, ending everything he was, everything he had. Some of you know what this sword means to me, and I found it at the Battle of Fittler Square, and it saved my life. It was Revolutionary War General Hugh Mercer's sword.
We're gonna get Michonne versus Beale in a sword fight.
Landed on the right side in the fight against the British, and he died in that fight. I believe you can draw a straight line between his sacrifice and Donald Okafor's sacrifice.
Cruise ship drifted by. Ghost ship. I was smoking in the sun when this helicopter found me. They lowered Okafor down. He talked to me, took my measure, gave me a choice. Said I could either come with him to save the world or he would have to kill me. I told him not to bother, that if he left me there, I'd be dead in a few days. After I tried to kill him, he had his gun in my face. He still didn't shoot me. The man who changed everything for me is dead. Major General, sir.
oh, that blacked out Humvee. Those look mean, don't they?
Both of you meant a lot to him. He saw a lot of potential. Yeah, and I warned him you two weren't going to be worth the trouble, but he made a mission to prove me wrong. I keep thinking pharmacon, an ancient Greek word meaning both poison and the cure. I think about that when your name comes up, Grimes. Martial Arts, the Book of Family Traditions by Yagyu Munenori. I gave it to Okafor, too. Wasn't sure about him either. But with him, the sky was the limit, yes?
Brutal. Anytime I hear martial arts, I think Morgan when it comes to books.
Yep.
I'm Command Sergeant Major Thorne now. Bill promoted me. He told me everything. Gave me the full briefing.
The echelon briefing.
I'm going to need you to take over logistics at Cascadia Ford Operating Base. Bill said that they're all going to be there. Every senior officer, every decision maker, the entire
boy.
frontliner force. He also asked me about Kosaini Bethune. She's on his radar. I just want you to know she reflects on me now.
Well, you told him it was for Okafor.
I did. I'm moving up and I can't have her pull me down. I just need you to know that.
She won't.
Thank you for listening and for this.
They like their whiskey on this show.
I just can't drink hard liquor straight like
Neat.
that.
What? No salute?
Wow.
Whatever.
You didn't hear what I heard. You didn't see what I saw. You will.
What a tease. God, they're doing a good job of every time, like Rick, it feels like Rick is figuring out something or feels like he could get away. They just keep putting more on him. Putting more on him, like, now you need to stay here more and longer to help us figure this shit out.
Yep. Well, if all the bigwigs are going to be at one event, you know what Rick's thinking.
Well, do you think that's where he's planning now, right here, a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Because look at the map.
Yep.
It's got all those papers.
If I can get my hands on some of those.
That came in again.
Those. There must be large
Buildings.
hordes of walkers making their way towards the city.
And he's writing down disruption charges at the times, too. So I wonder if there's a timing that... Because if he's writing down times...
Well, if you're trying to make noise, the whole get away while noise is made, maybe planted around deception charges.
I think he wants to find out where the charges are and use them and blow up wherever all the officers and higher ups are going to be.
Or draw the walkers there.
Make it look like an accident.
I thought that wasn't dangerous at all.
This is it. Tonight, we gotta move fast. Disruption charges brought out more of the dead. Tonight's will bring even more.
Oh, tell them I'm sorry. It was a lie?
After post-task health check, go to Consignee Fitness, locker 678. The key will get you out of the building, under the base, and away. There's a red canoe in the brush.
Okay, that's what he was planning for her.
Yeah.
I left you a little something.
The sword. She's got it back.
Left you a little something.
And the music they played during that? Oh, that's the cable.
He used the cables.
I just can't believe they're going for it right now.
Like
after Jadis told them what she told them.
Oh, the thing with these plans is everything's to the second.
Yep.
They're doing some great work with the walkers in this one.
Oh, that is nasty.
Oh.
That's what was holding them back.
Oh. How great would it be if they introduced us to a variant right there?
Oh,
What
Still
kind
waiting
of
for-
brilliant writing is that? The rotating door was getting held up by a body.
still waiting for my variants. There it is.
I'm not coming. And if you don't go, you'll never get away. And we both die here. The only way to get you back to Judith is that I stay here to make sure. If you love me, you'll go.
Gosh, it's crazy to see like how much self-doubt Rick has. And it's fair though, because they keep showing us.
Jadis told him that.
Yeah.
You go to escape, everybody's gone.
Yeah, so you got Jadis, not just Jadis, but you have the entire military of the CRM, which they keep showing us.
Yep.
So it's just
And
like
Beale-
this shot right here. Like, how do you get away from that?
Yeah. And Beale has his doubts about Rick still, so I mean.
She's gone. And you're helping me make her stay gone.
How is she gone?
I made it look like she died trying. I know I needed to stay to get her away, so I'm here.
I don't believe that, Rick.
She didn't know she was leaving without me.
You still want to kill me, Rick?
I can't kill you. People are a resource. You're part of this now. Our fates are bound.
How's that?
I found a body. It's close enough after I put it in a consignment uniform and tore it apart, tore its face and scalp off. Story is she fell, hit her head on the rocks, walkers got her. You just make sure you're on the investigation as soon as they find out she's missing.
I'll make sure I'm on point when Dana goes gone. If you do want to make your dream come true, kill me while we're nose to nose. I already left them all the answers you don't want them to have.
She's bluffing.
I don't think she does.
But I wonder if there isn't something else that's keeping you here.
Now you get to save hers. You're a hero. With a shit haircut.
Thank you.
Do they ever laugh? Love it.
Finally.
Addressed it.
Yeah, you said it, not us. Hey.
We're in real trouble now, Sergeant Major.
Michonne, dial it back.
Working
She's
way
now
too
she's
hard.
pulling a Rick, going to town, killing. And no, they're gonna.
Yep, everybody's seeing it.
During intake, she said that she was looking for safety in numbers. Help me make my case. She doesn't look like someone who relies on others for safety.
Nope. Not much. That was aggressive, and he is
Wouldn't be
not
the first
happy.
time Rick's
and
planned.
she's not happy with him.
Heading to the right, we can talk.
Wait, did he just say heading to the right, and the caption said heading to the left?
I think you're right. Michonne.
The only way I wasn't killed was one man saving my life over and over. It's taken me years to know I can't go. To get away, you need someone on the inside. I'm that for you. I said that if you love me, you'd go.
Getting tense.
Someone told me I had to know when to go. I had a chance to go home, but I couldn't do it without the brave man.
Just like the open.
Maybe I should have. Just when I wondered if he could have been drawn in by the ambition and the hope of this place, that it could have replaced us. I found something. You're the one who drew me.
Always you and the girl. He would come every few months and ask for a new one.
Now somebody else
there was a
knows.
boy he asked me to draw, but I could never get it right for him.
Carl.
You're Michonne and the girl is Judith.
Oh no.
This feels real bad.
Michonne's gonna take this guy out.
He knew he'd see you. He knew it. I told him.
I know what you told him. Thank you. Now I'm looking for him.
Believe a little bit longer.
This does not feel good. Even though they tried to make that into a
moment. Yeah.
That
moment
guy's he's an artist. He's not with the system.
But the system knows all. That's what's scary.
I'm Command Sergeant Major Thorne. You know Sergeant Major Grimes, obviously. Did you enjoy orientation?
I saw some interesting artwork.
Oh, Jesus.
What is this place? What the city would have become wasn't for one man.
It was bombed?
Yeah. You emerged from the woods and saved someone very important. Sergeant Major Grimes saved my life once. It's my family now. My only family. Who are you?
Just Dana.
Why did you save him?
I was looking for people. It's safer with people.
Why did you save him?
It didn't seem...
Didn't seem what?
It didn't seem right. He was on the ground, helpless.
Him?
I don't want to see anyone get killed.
I'm letting you in on a secret. You are here because of me. People like you, they're not let in. What we call an A. You'll ask, what happened here? And why? And to whom? And you'll seek justice based on a feeling in your gut.
Oh, this is getting tense.
But what if I told you that there is only one way to get those answers? Those secrets. Would you take it? Very few in the entirety of this force. Very few in the world.
Shit.
What is happening here?
I would say yes.
Rick's got his finger on the trigger, too.
This consignee will be joining us for clearing operations at Cascadia Base. Kill stick only. You can return to the vehicle. Consignee with you.
Of all the times to be pissed at me, you're pissed at me now.
You're good at this.
She's strong, Rick, and I'm not Okafor. You drew your sidearm.
You drew your knife. I was ready to back you up, but she's not running for the river. You could bring her along.
I am not going to be responsible for vulnerability. I know it all now. I see why we are out here doing this. I'm not Okafor.
Oh, okay. You're gonna play that game. Oh. Well, the way I took it is she's like, I'm not Okafor. I'm not gonna keep standing up for.
Right. I'm not going to keep fixing mistakes.
Yep.
Risking my life.
Used to be a university. We've made it into
Look
a
at
center
this.
of power.
The only infantry you've seen this place other than frontliners are Grimes and I. You're in good company, and you're only a consignee.
There's nothing out here. What's it protecting?
Expanded resources and intel operations along the West Coast.
Whoa.
Look, oh. There,
The briefing is now. The mission. We have a significant sync breach on the perimeter bars with scatters already incurring. That is the obstacle. The objective is 200 plus incoming delts moving towards the breach. We are going to move the delts ourselves.
Those guys are all done.
red shirts.
If the delts pile through that breach, this project goes back to zero. Do we allow the plan to get set back?
No, ma'am. Who has the ball, ma'am?
I do. I want you off the line on cleanup, ready for no kills. Things go sideways, you get lost in the fog. Don't panic. Hit your PRB. You hit that button, and any CRM helicopter within 300 miles can come find you.
Oh, they're dropping so many
The
little
Arden,
tidbits
why you-
for us.
Because they're all slow sacks of shit. Since I've learned what I've learned, I don't agree with Okafor on everything.
Oh, wow. I'll discuss it in the review, but I have a feeling she's a certain character in the comic.
I said you off the line. Stay back for no kills.
Yeah, Michonne's. Oh, look at that. Just a beast.
Pushing that charge through.
Hansani Defune! Stand down!
Oh, her quads just got to be burning.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
This might be like a tiny dose of demonstration of they can do anything.
Yeah.
Together, yeah. But also directly disobeying an order.
Yes.
So do we question as to whether she's going to get in line when she needs to get in line?
Boom. No PDA, damn it.
We can't do that.
Oh,
Ah, you're going to get caught.
they're totally going to get caught. You guys are so going to get
Control yourself.
Come on!
I know some people are like, guys, they're in the fog, okay?
They'll find us. They will.
We'll make it so they can't.
Not like this.
Why doesn't Rick tell her what the story is with Jadis?
Are you drawing on Michonne?
She's having her Shane moment here.
It is. Oh, that's a great call out.
No,
This is
she's
total
gonna.
Shane in season
She
2.
wants to show Michonne that she's saving her life.
Tyndall slap!
Guess we need to be more careful out here.
Oh, we got another Shane on our hands. Now we just got to get her rubbing her head
Yeah.
a little bit when she's mad.
Let me tell you something.
Keep thinking about it, Rick.
Ain't like it was before.
She went rogue and you followed. How many others are going to do that? I put my neck out for her. I regret it.
Don't. I wanted you to win. That's why I did what I did. Listen, maybe it was too early for her. I'll send her back. Give her more time at the harvest point.
Yeah, for now. Take the consignee back. I don't want to see it again. I'll give you a pass this time, Grimes, because you did help eliminate a couple of hundred delts. Major General Beale wants to brief you. You're moving up.
You better understand.
See what I mean? Every single time, it's something more that keeps pulling him.
Yep.
Oh boy, he's getting briefed. We need
to get it briefed.
Need to be briefed. You guys watching out there? We all need to be briefed here.
I'm headquartered here now. Through the summit and beyond. Home sweet home. You should come take a look at my quarters. Beautiful view of the Cascades. She hasn't seen me.
She did now.
Yep.
There it is.
Whoops.
Doesn't matter.
Jadis?
Doesn't matter. You're going back to base right now. Then I'm getting you the hell out of here. If I have to knock you out, I'll put you on that goddamn boat myself. It's over. Everything we had is broken.
Whoa!
wow.
Whoa!
Wow. Wow. I know we've seen it before, guys, where, got to push him away the hard way.
Yeah.
But holy crap, hearing Rick do that.
Yeah, and so quickly, too.
Oh, boy. Turbulence in an airplane is one thing. Turbulence in a helicopter?
I'm sorry.
Oh!
I don't know if we'll be back.
He just jumped into the ocean.
Ocean? What?
Because she saw the light up there.
If you guys don't mind, I'm going to take this one. I'm going to start off with the episode first. Another banger of an episode. We got a lot of information in this one. Now, that should have been expected, right? Because the first one was all about Rick catching up. Second one was about Michonne catching up, and now we're in the now. I like how they started off with the multiple timelines in the beginning, and then we stayed in the now here. I'm just going to kind of get to this right away. I'm going to bounce all over the place. So potential spoilers if you're comic or whatever, just potential spoilers. Skip if you want. All right. So I feel like Thorn is definitely Dwight from the comic, and I feel like Thorn is I'll say 99% going to be smoked in either episode 5 or 6 of this one, because as some of you probably know, Dwight does get knocked off in the comic, and I believe it was by Rick, if I remember correctly. They're pretty much lining that up to be parallel right here with just different nuances.
Yep.
So I do feel like Thorn is definitely going to get demised by Rick Grimes. I just don't know how. Or it probably could be Michonne. They could rewrite a little things. But either way, I think Thorn is donezo, and I think she's taking Dwight's place. I was kind of wondering if she was in episode 1 or 2, but there wasn't enough there for me to be like, oh yeah, 100%. But this episode definitely pretty much put the nail in the coffin for me on that. Now let's talk Jadis. Pollyann McIntosh is a treasure on this show. She's a great heel. I hope. I think she's gonna get toast maybe this in this season. I kind of hope not, because I feel like I kind of go back to what I've always said with certain bad guys. Let's not take all of them out, because they bring such a dynamic to the show. So if they could just skirt her off in some way,
and
where it
Jadis
looks like she's
such a survivor.
I know.
It'd
be a shame.
She'll always make it.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if we lose her. But of course, I know if you do have a nitpick, and it's because conveniently she's the only one that has a file on Rick, and just Rick and Michonne alone. That is a fair point to bring up, because why wouldn't she have anyone else? But I'm not going to harp too much on that, because I like what they're doing here with it. Plus, it adds more motivation to Rick for what he has to do. And I'm pretty sure it made the cut, but in just in case if I didn't do it in there, it feels like this episode was one of those where they didn't really beat it over your head too much in the first two, but every time Rick, it feels like, okay, Rick, here's an opportunity for you to get away from, at least a viewer standpoint, me. They came back immediately with, well, now we're pulling Rick in even more, and there's no way Rick's getting out. So they're doing a really good job in my eyes of showing that Rick is getting in deeper and deeper and deeper, and there's really it's painting a hard picture to see how it's going to be. How are they going to get out, or do they get out in here? I'm sure they will, but it's a great picture to paint so far. Basically the disruptions, we kind of got those answers. That was kind of cool to see that. Anytime I see a book mentioning martial arts of any kind of sorts, my brain automatically goes to Morgan. So I don't know I know a lot of you kind of mentioned we missed the book in the first one for Morgan, because I think it was with, what's his name?
Oh, Cheeseman?
Cheeseman.
It was the Art of War and the Art of Peace.
That's the one.
Shang Tsung, I think. No. Whatever.
Art of War. Yeah.
You guys know the book. You
You guys know it because you guys called it out to us. So anytime I see that kind of stuff, it makes me think of Morgan. So I'm hoping Lenny James was just blowing some smoke to the fans when he said, he's going to be backing off Morgan. So hopefully we get Morgan maybe somewhere here in season 1. I'm hopeful. I doubt it, but I'm hopeful. Also, just the way that Rick is pushing away Michonne and how Michonne keeps pushing back, I think is an interesting dynamic. I love how they didn't let Michonne back off of her personality in here, but eventually at some point you know, she doesn't know what Rick knows.
Yeah.
So I get why she's doing that, and it's making a very good, entertaining dynamic so far. But Michonne, you gotta listen just a little bit and play the game just a little bit. It's just an interesting dynamic.
Yeah, I got a feeling Michonne's going to do the wrong thing in front of the wrong person, and then the whole thing is foiled. I really liked that we had another sort of escape attempt. It was interesting the way that was all put together. Ooh. And, you know, once you saw the note, you knew Michonne wasn't going to go. She wasn't going to leave Rick after everything they've been through. And, you know, they had a lot of callbacks, not only on this episode, but in this series so far. We had, you know, the callbacks to Rick and Jadis earlier on when they were in the junkyard. We had Thorne, in my eyes, kind of acting like Shane a little bit from the first season when Rick first got found and Shane had him in the sights of the shotgun. I just love the callbacks that we're getting to the earlier episodes, and everything would work out if Jadis didn't have the file, if Rick wasn't constantly being promoted, if Thorne wasn't in the situation that she's in. And again, Michonne doesn't see that and doesn't know how to get out, but Rick does, and Rick is right back in that place he was before when Negan had him just under his boot like a beaten dog, and he would do whatever Negan said, and he couldn't see a way out.
People are a resource.
Yeah, people are a resource. We even had that call out. So that's where I feel that Rick kind of gets himself into these situations, and that, look, it's been years. Rick has just been beaten down, and he just doesn't see a way out for both of them. Obviously, because until the very end there, when Michonne saw Jadis, he knew that she had the file, which there's always a convenient file. If anything happens to me, this word gets out to everybody, and then you'll be found out, and your whole community back at Alexandria and everything else will be taken out. So that was, I can live with that. It's a little, how do I say it, convenient or overdone or whatever the word might be. We've seen it before, but I can live with it because, quite frankly, what else would Jadis do to cover her six? So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, it does kind of make sense, right? Because she lied to CRM saying, you know, when she was first trying to make her getaway, she lied, and then she had to cover it up. I got a B. I lied. It's not an A, it's a B.
Yep.
So she kind of had. There's that framework.
Yep. Yeah, and again, just, I don't see Thorne lasting very long either, and I think Jadis is going to be around. I don't see her getting taken out. She's just a survivor, has been for so long, and just an awesome character to have on the show. So again, another excellent episode. They just keep drawing us in, and I love how tight it is with just a handful of characters that we get to focus on.
Yeah, Jadis, this is a little bit of a cliche caption, but she's the character that you just love to hate, you know? Mm-hmm. She's so good. I thought it was hilarious that Rick called out her haircut.
Yeah, we're all
and
thinking it.
Episode, it's like, you know, they had the scene where she had the longer hair, and look, whatever your preference is, longer or shorter, otherwise is fine. But I think we can all agree that the bowl cut
from the 90s,
the bowls. Well, her original like mullet back in the day was a little interesting as well. But the bowl cut, it was funny that Rick called out her hair. This was an intense episode, and I think it furthered along the idea that Michonne's not going to leave Rick. Anybody who's a fan of the White Fang movie knows at the end, when he needs the dog to go away in the wilderness, just go. He's yelling at the dog. It's like, how many times have we seen when there needs to be the split, you try to tell the person, it's done, this is over, I don't love you anymore.
Gotta push you away.
I gotta push him away, and you know it never works.
Nope.
It never works. So, look, we know Michonne's not going anywhere. It's just a matter of how many people are going to be mowed down in their path to freedom. Yeah. And maybe we don't get that this season. They've made a very clear point multiple times of saying all the top brass are going to be at this thing,
spot.
And now they start throwing in more people, the front line, all the soldiers. Everybody's going to be there. The thing that I question here, though, because I know we've talked, one of you guys made the kind of thing. Yep. We do have to remember that the perception from so many other people living there is that they love it.
Yep.
Right?
That's never stopped peace. Our group before.
They have peace.
If you take out the leaders, you take out all these top people, how many people that rely on them are you potentially harming because you want to get out. You know, it's like that's my thing. If they have a whole city, they have a system, it's the closest thing to the old world that, you know, what how many people are living there?
There was
200,000
Yeah, it
or
was
something?
some insane number.
Yeah, you know, I thought I saw number 200,000 people living there that are pretty happy. You know, we saw in previous episodes, you know, hey man, I'm getting into paradise, you know? And for them, if they were to take out the entire top brass because they don't like how things are going or they need to get back to their much smaller community of people, it's like you mess with a lot of people's lives and you do that. So I think, you know, we get so hyper focused on Rick and Michonne have a mission, and it's like, okay, but let's not forget there's hundreds of thousands of people, or how many thousand people whose lives are going to be, you know, turned upside down so Rick and Michonne can get back to their people.
And to your point on that, they haven't shown anyone in the city that has an issue with any, you know, like
everybody's
wrongdoing.
happy.
So
I
to
mean,
your
they
point on
they
that,
have a market, they have onion rings, people selling art, wool stuff. I mean, it's like these people have safety once they get inside the walls. And look, having shelter, and look, the hierarchy of needs, right? Having shelter and food alone in this situation. Look,
like Thorne said, she was eating crickets. Or no, the other woman said she was eating crickets and sleeping in trees. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, okay, so that's the one thing that's always in the back of my head. Like, yep, Rick and Michonne want to get back to their people, but like, you can't just detonate the big one at this meeting. You know, if anything, it's an opportunity to try to take some sort of diplomatic action and say, look, there's multiple other communities out there. And how long, because it was interesting that they said a 500-year plan, okay?
Yep.
The 500-year plan to get the world closest to back to where it was before, or even better. Well, at some point, there has to be expansion. So you can't just stay in that city, and you can't stay secret forever if you're trying to get the world back to where it was before. You can't bring people in and say, you can never leave. You can't, you know, take out other communities. You can't continue with the A's and the B's. So
if you're going to build something,
if you have a 500-year plan, like at what point do you let people out and go? At what point do you reach out to other communities and say, I mean, the concept of A's and B's alone, it's like,
if you're a leader, you're out of here.
If you're a leader, you're out. Yeah, maybe they want to build leaders from within who are more, you know, they can mold to their liking. But I don't know. So when I hear all the top brass is going to be here, of course, I think like...
Yeah. Well, and it doesn't help that they're detonating the explosions every 5 minutes in the episode to make your mind thinking that way. But at the end, all they would get rid of is Jadis, and then they could do whatever they want.
It's a very good story. And I'm very curious to see how this plays out. What are we halfway through now?
We're halfway through.
You know,
to your point, quick with the, you know, they made it. Yeah, like you said, a very good point to tell us that all the top brass are going to be in this certain area at this certain time. I'm thinking back to episode 2 with Nat. Remember when we saw the purple explosions, and then the next scene was Nat kind of explaining it? I'm almost wondering if that's going to come back at some during that potentially, or at least some point here of Nat kind of explaining how he did that and how, you know, basically to Michonne.
Telling Michonne how he made the explosions.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to come back around somehow.
Yeah, could be.
I wonder if we're going to see the chlorine gas again.
Yeah.
Well, who knows with this, but
we know they have it now, right?
Yeah.
That's interesting. You know, I never even thought about that. I'm like, well, we know they have chlorine gas because they used it, and it doesn't take a one-to-one interaction as other.
I did watch Gimple on talking about episode 2, and it's not. And I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but essentially that they use that for any outsider that's getting close to Philly that they don't know about. So then instead of just grabbing people, bring them in, and then determining A or B, they just immediately go out.
Yeah, just take them out.
So they protect their areas pretty well, it sounds like, for wherever, Omaha or wherever. So
yeah, it's aggressive out there, kids.
Yeah, and again, if you're going to try to make that work and rebuild the world, eventually you got to stop 86 of people.
That's my thing. When they that really hit when they said we have a 500-year plan to get the world back to where it was before. At some point, other cities have to be rebuilt. At some point, you're going to have to stop taking out people just because they come to your city walls. At some point, things are going to have to change. And look, we know if they have a 500-year plan, and you know what, we're less than 20 years in, I mean, of course, it's going to take a lot of time. You're talking 500 years. It's essentially twice as old as the, established U.S., for better or worse. Certainly not since people have been living in North America, but you get what I'm saying. But in any regard, I mean,
yeah, we're halfway through the season already. There's got to be a season 2, right, folks?
Well, I love how this will be my last bit, and we can go. But I love how when the show first dropped or made news, limited series.
Yep.
They had Michonne and other people, or Denai and other people immediately after when they were doing some walking carpets, red carpets, whatnot. They were intentionally saying, it's only 6 episodes. It's limited. Then as we got closer, they took away, it's a limited series, and it's just this.
Yeah,
like they don't say season, they're just saying season 1. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Scott and all the rest of the people involved in this were like, we have a lot here in these 6 episodes. I'm pretty sure AMC's gonna be like,
yeah, but you think
season 2.
You think you're gonna wrap this up in 3 episodes? You're out of your mind.
Here's my question, because I do not follow these comics. I wouldn't say I'm a casual Walking Dead fan. I like to think I'm a little bit more invested than that, but I don't follow the comics. How far ahead of this story do the comics go? How much source material do we have with the comics? Are the comics still going?
No, the comics ended abruptly.
Yeah.
But that was kind of Kirkman's intention. He came out and said why. But as far as like where we are in the actual comic, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to lean into some of you because, again, my knowledge of it, I haven't read page for page, but I do know chunks of the story. Yeah. So we'll have to lean on to you folks for that one. No spoilers, of course, but
that's the thing I'm
like
interested in. If there's still an abundance of source material, well, then it makes sense to keep the show going.
Yep.
If there wasn't source material, if the source material stopped, it's like, okay, we've had this going for over a decade now. Can we try to get the fingers on the pulse of what the fans want? And continue to deliver this story. I mean, and I get it's like that with every TV series. Like, have TV series ever really, worn out their welcome? When The Sopranos ended, it's like, could they have run that another 5 years? And I get there's conflicts with certain main characters and actors, and it's sometimes it's not just a matter of can we write more story. There's more to it than that. But I don't know. It just feels like for me like 3 episodes, and even
there's
if you
so much more story.
Even if you tell me like this story, okay, well we'll finish it in the next 6 episodes. I'm like, okay, then Rick and Michonne get back to then what? And I know like that's almost like greedy as a fan. Like, I need more story. Tell me then what? We got to get Judith the teenage years.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
There, yeah, it's where do you
There's
end
so
it?
much, but right now I think we're gonna step back and enjoy what's in front of us.
Yes. So the good news is with Dead City, Daryl, right, and now this. It to me, and I'm not speaking for every fan, but I feel like this is rejuvenated.
Yeah.
Not every 17 million like in season 5,
right?
17 million views, but this I feel like rejuvenated now with this because we're not getting the shitty Fear Walking Dead writing. We're not getting horrible World Beyond writing or the
Tales
of
The Walking Dead.
Some of you may like that, and I'm not trying to shit on any of that, but it just wasn't for me. It just was not good writing. But with these 3 spin-offs,
yeah, well, I mean, it lets them go a different direction. They're not worrying about telling one monster show that has 20 characters they have to deal with. They've got 3 separate shows with small groups of individual characters to tell stories with, so you get a little bit more detail. But that's going to do it for us here. So we will see you guys on the next one. So for Diamond Dave Damone, hey, I don't know. That's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn, and we will see you right back here for more The Ones Who Live.